Hello, Fightful Faithful. It's good to see you. I'm back, hopefully better than ever, well rested, and ready to review some great wrestling. Whoops. That'll have to happen another night. But hey, it's back. It's good to be back. I'm Alex Pulaski. With me as always is Kate. Kate, do your thing.
I would be happy to, Alex. We're so excited to have you back for the NXT post show for June 13th. Guys, get in your super chats and your humper chats to discuss tonight's episode of NXT. We missed Alex last week. We had such a normal show. It was disgusting. It made my skin crawl. Felt wrong to do. Nope. Right now, my lighting is terrible, though. It looked like I have jaundice. What the fuck? Anyway. Guys, get in your super chats and your humper chats. Also, we'll remind you to go over to Fightful Select and subscribe because there's a lot of good stuff happening over there. You got contract news. You got AEW news. There was a breaking news of a free agent signing, one that people had been hoping for, I think, getting signed in AEW. All sorts of WWE news. Good stuff happening. Also, leave a thumbs up on this video. It's the best free way to support us. Mm-hmm. And subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Mm-hmm. Subscribe to everything that I ask. Yep. Here's what I've been saying. I've been saying this on a couple of shows I do. Mm-hmm. Most hosts are like, we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. I'm over that. Okay. I now expect it. This is my whole thing now. Okay. Mm-hmm. We go 2 hours. All right. We bring in puns. Mm-hmm. We bring impressions. Mm-hmm. We sing at you. Right. We bring a very high energy review. I would say through a critical lens. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm done being like, oh, we appreciate the support. I expect it. Send it in. Okay. Mm-hmm. Enough is enough. Mm-hmm. We're really great at this. We work really hard. Well, that last part, I don't know. All right, okay, that was. But we are really great at this. That last part might have been overdue. Actually, it's more impressive when you think about it. How great we are at it without even really trying. Guys, here's the thing. Sean works so hard at Fightful Select. Oh, he works so hard. We're mostly very silly. But I'm done with this. We appreciate the support. No. Pay up, people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? Enough is enough. We deserve it. We deserve it. I was on vacation last week. That was wrong. Never again. No. Jeremy was appalled. He was like, who let Alex go on vacation? It was my first Tuesday night show missed ever. Every single time, like I've always worked around this particular thing. And it'll never happen again. No, especially since you got Joel Pearl to replace me for the week. I mean, come on. I had this whole bit where I was going to be physically pained every time he said something positive. Mm-hmm. But then it all fell apart with the super chats and some other stuff. Like I know. It just it fell apart. But I was like, the best way to not try and replace Alex is to go in the opposite direction. Right. But I appreciated that he brought a pirate hat. He was like, you guys wear funny stuff. I'm going to at least assimilate in that regard. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. He tried. At least you tried. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. I made a Simpsons reference. Aren't you proud? Yes, it was good. Thank you. Michael Luna says Alex wore a perfect t-shirt. There it is. Yeah. On the note. I took my daughter to Sesame Street. Yeah, a place called Sesame Place, which is a little children's amusement park with obviously themed characters everywhere, which is a lot of fun and a really nice, actually, like a really cool water park that's attached to it. And that's all we really wanted to do most of the time we were there. So I'd say we did that. But I was thinking vacation puns. Like, ooh, little vacay puns. Vacation puns, road trip puns, anything about, that'll be fun. That'll be good. One of my favorite messages I've ever gotten from Alex came on this trip where he DM'd me and said, I just went through one of your godforsaken love handle or jug handle type
Jug
thing,
handles, yes. Yep.
where you can't turn left and everybody's driving 80 miles an hour for no reason. What goes on here? And I was like, see, when you say that, that just makes me feel like I'm home.
And what the other thing I said was everyone here drives like Sabu. They're all homicidal, suicidal, genocidal maniacs. How do you live in such a place? Nobody cares whether they live or die, or whether you live or die.
It's more Taz. It's more survive if I let you. If you're in the left lane.
True. It's just basically ECW all the time.
ECW.
So anyway, there's that. So yeah,
did you drive by the 2300 arena while you were in the Philadelphia?
No, I did not. We did not actually enter Philadelphia proper. It's up north in Bucks County.
It's not like it's not like a cute area.
No.
The 2300 arena.
No,
Bucks County.
I've seen film of it. So yeah, it's good.
But even all cleaned up, it's like, look at our beautifully revamped arena near the strip club and the cheesesteak places.
All right, let's get into the SGS super chats. Jade Pringle says, Rested Alex, Kate the Amazing, Papa Paul Elizabeth, Sisters, Jam Man, Jake Sourzar, The Meats, Luis, and all the SGS. Happy Sour Day, you crazy kids. And
happy Sour Day to you as well. Why
So,
do I look heroin chic tonight? What is going on? I'm like, I look like I'm on heroin without being skinny. That's so unfair. I mean, I know I love grunge music, but still.
Taylor Cannon says, welcome back, Alex. Hope you had a great vacation. Hey, Kate. Hope you're doing well. Doing great as well, SGS.
Thank you.
For life. That's a lot of fuzz. And Fall Elizabeth says, a toast to Luis, the sisters, the council, the Marks, the Beard, Mr. Normus, Matt Plus, Team Kalex, and all the SGS, and the man of all men, JW Pringle.
Listen,
So nice.
Dad, I love you so much. We don't need to go around acknowledging Matthew Plus. It's all right. We're good. All right? That punk ass in his little chats while I couldn't join yesterday. Get out of town or take a bus.
Yeah. From LEC's vacation.
Oh, Allie Cease, who sometimes moonlights as Allie Albright of the Toothpaste Albrights.
Of the Toothpaste Albrights.
Go by her. She has she's handmade all these bestie friendship bracelets, and they're adorable. She's the OG bestie. Go buy her friendship bracelets, or I will beat you up and take your lunch money.
You should definitely do those things. Yes.
Me? Fisticuffs. You for not buying the best friend bracelets.
Okay, here we go. Let's get through these. Deontay Swainier says, also, since she expects it, and I do in fact love Miss Kate, she is Fightful version of Jamie Hayter, badass and awesome. Alex deserves everything. I do deserve everything.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. I'm Fightful's Jamie Hayter.
That's some good stuff.
Holy hell, thank you.
Deontay Swainer also says, every time I watch NXT, I pray for Alex. Love you too. We should everyone should pray for me. I think HBK just has it out for me in particular.
Oh, definitely. Because what's happening next week?
Do you know that the meme of the guy who like went to a funeral for one of my haters, like that meme? Yeah, that's gonna be him. Once he causes my death via heart attack, he's gonna show up at my funeral wearing sunglasses. That's gonna be him. He's gonna do that. G Electric Mayhem says, sour humble brag society. Welcome back, Alex. I hope PA treated you okay. Right up the road from here in Philly. Yes. Yeah, we didn't actually venture into Philadelphia. It was funny because like a few days later, like a tanker truck caught fire under an overpass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
95 collapsed.
That's why I said today, it's been a rough year. The Phillies lost. Flyers not good. The Eagles lost the Super Bowl, and they lost a whole interstate in Philly. That's a rough year.
That's rough.
Louis putting together all my favorite things. Buy the bracelets from Allie, or he'll hit you with a cravat. Cravats are so underrated. So underrated.
It's true. Paul Elizabeth says Joel looks different, less Canadian or something. A little less Canadian, just a touch. Less Canadian.
Really, it feels like 100% less Canadian.
Jake Salazar says, yes, Papa Paul Elizabeth. It appears to me Joel has gotten more handsome within the last week. That's nice. Jake, the check is in the mail. Jake Salazar says, hope all is well in the Pringle household, which is always nice. I love that we're getting super chats from members of the SGS to other members of the SGS, wishing them well.
My favorite thing in the world.
It's the best thing ever.
Legit.
And Louisville says, paying what I owe, which is nice. We all owe us. There you go.
Yeah, you do owe us because we work hard and we're really good at this. So pay up. Do you know what Louisville's gimmick would be if he was like a brawling fella?
What would that be?
A Louisville Slugger.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be really good.
I was so funny.
Hey guys, I just want to thank you all. I saw a couple of weeks ago where if people sent in like hundreds of dollars in super chats, we would allow them to call in. And I just want to thank you, as I have done that as well. I encourage everybody else here to do this.
Hey man, have you been taking any bumps recently, or?
Anyway, I'm not SRS at all, but I'm a huge fan of SRS and Fightful. And I just wanted to come here to talk about that because the incredible amount of money that I did donate allowed me to be here to do this. And I would like to take this time that I have bought, which as Kate knows, we are selling ads here on the NXT show, on every show. You guys can actually contact Kate for that, as I did. So I bought ad time here on this show at a very affordable rate, mind you. And I just want to say that what Sean Ross Sapp is doing at Fightful Select is amazing. And I don't think enough people talk about this. And I feel like if I know that he won't toot his own horn. He doesn't do that.
He's an incredibly humble individual.
He is a humble individual, but let's talk about what he posted on FightfulSelect.com just over the last week. This is just over the last week. It's very, very impressive. Tonight, he revealed that EJ Nduka has been signed by AEW. Last night,
breaking the paywall, not Sean.
Listen, he just posted it on his Twitter too. So there you go.
All right.
But what you want to do is you want to support the work. You want to support the work because Jimmy Van does hit him up every once in a while. I've heard, I wouldn't know, and say, man, that payroll's climbing. I know you like to pay the people that work for you a living wage, but that's not Jimmy. So Jimmy's not quite used to that. So what we need to do is drive more revenue, of course.
Whoa. Is not SRS burying Jimmy Van? Seems bad.
No, I mean, I just know how much Sean works. And again, on Monday, he posted about Vince being backstage again, or not backstage, about changing things, posted about Maximum Male models getting repackaged. He did an incredible feature on Nick Comoroto, which was just beautiful. It brought a tear to my eye. But last week, he broke news about the King of the Ring, the future of it, AEW and Mercedes, AEW reaching out to Stardom, new Bullet Club members being added. He had that on FightfulSelect.com before it happened on Dynamite. Kenta versus CM Punk. I hear that he might have more of that soon. He basically had that Rhea Ripley was going to get a new title this week as well. How they're streamlining all those titles. Had an update on Paige Van Zant. Had news on Andrade and his return. What he said doesn't work for me, brother, about. Had the latest on Serena Deeb. A lot of Money in the Bank notes. News on Ali and Corbin and NXT. That was just last week. That's just some of it. Not even to mention like 7-8 shows. Man, I just feel like everybody should go put their $5 down over there.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, no, they should. Yeah.
Jake Salazar eats Sean here that Sean eats glizzy without chewing. Is that possible? I don't know if that's possible.
Well, listen, Sean's not here right now, so.
He's not here, but I'm a big fan of Sean, and I know that that's not anything that he would do.
Okay.
Now,
That sounds like Seahawk if I ever.
Mhm.
It does. It sounds like Seahawk, and you know, I dug a little bit more into this after
You did?
Sean Ross Sapp talked about it. Yeah, I dug a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
And specifically, what I heard was that at these media events, Seahawk he won't even use his hands when he's eating these raw glizzies. What he'll do is he'll get the two nearest tables and he'll push them together, and the glizzy will be in between those tables. And then he'll put his hands behind his back and he'll just be like, ah, and then eat it whole.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
Seems-
strange.
It's very
Yeah. That's
I don't
big
know
if
why
true.
it is. And everybody in the media room is just watching. They're watching wrestling.
Mhm.
They're watching wrestling. They're not worried about
You
him.
know a
but-
lot
No.
about this media room.
Yeah.
I heard.
I'm
I
suspicious.
heard about it.
I'm
Yeah.
sus right now.
Looks like there's a lot of Blue Chew references here from the chat.
Listen,
So-
and listen, if you contact Kate, you can promote whatever it is that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can
That's
promote
true.
whatever it is that you want on this show, on any number of shows, on Grapsody, just tons of shows that have advertising space, especially in the month of July here at Fightful.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, over there at Fightful, what they're doing.
I mean, you're currently on Fightful, so we'll take it.
Yeah, it is here on Fightful, but
Mhm.
I just think it's very impressive that the amount of news that he breaks, even on slow weeks. It's just it's shocking.
I think it's very impressive how closely you follow Fightful Select, honestly.
Well, I'm a subscriber.
I know, it's just
And I know you say it's
appreciate enthusiasm about our brand.
Right.
Will you say that it's impressive how closely I follow? It isn't that hard. I get text messages sent to my phone from the app, from the Patreon app. It goes straight to my email inbox if I want that as well. Like it's just impressive.
Can you just, I know you're not Sean, but can you just make sure that Sean is aware of things like this, like nice comments that come in about me?
Well, if you think she's that cool, why don't you hit her up and buy some ad space? Their Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Because CM Punk's commenting on his stuff like every other day. He doesn't.
There you go.
He doesn't need ours.
And I'll tell you what Fightful Select is doing, commenting on CM Punk an awful lot. Maybe
True.
they'll have some more news.
A lot. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And listen, they ain't at those 12,000 subscribers anymore. They're under 9,000. Do you want Kate and Alex to be homeless next month?
No.
Well, then subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. It's just $5.
Yep.
For
It's
just
just $5
$5 a month,
Mhm.
you can house Kate and Alex.
Okay, I just want to hear Alex address whatever this is.
Speaking of Blue Chew, Alex, just so you know, in baseball land, us Canadians have a saying: 1 BJ is always better than 9 Yanks.
It's an AL East reference for you there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you throw that to him and not me?
I have no idea. He's Alex.
They-
Alex, just so you know, in baseball land. That's what he said. He said
I
it to
don't
me.
know.
Henry the
This
Case
nerd
wants to know
thinks-
who rotated Hey Arnold 90 degrees. Jake Salazar says, are you Dan Crackroyd, Beldar, Ross Sapp from Chris Pereira? It's good stuff.
See, this is if you want to get a friendship bracelet from Allie Cease. The bestie there is, the bestie there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ali Cease,
Hell yeah.
Ali Albright,
Yeah, Allie.
who I understand stole the friendship bracelet idea from Sean Ross Sapp. Is what I was told.
I think you're hazy on that. I think there's a couple details that you're so tuned to Fightful Select that I assume you've talked to Sean. Couple details.
I've never spoken to him.
wrong.
I've never spoken to
really?
him. Just admired from afar.
Just admired from afar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He loves when people tweet things at him, so you should do
Oh,
so.
all the time.
I don't have
Yeah.
Twitter.
You don't? Oh, wise
Lucky
man.
man. Mm-hmm.
Smart man under all that noggin that you've got
Mhm.
over there,
Yep.
fella.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you just seem intelligent. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
You have bangs under your forehead somehow.
there's. Are you making light of the fact that I have a slightly oversized head?
No, I would never dream of that.
No.
Like very, very, very slightly.
Mhm.
No, not at all. You look like the bald version of the gal who was on last week. Are you guys related?
Denise Salcedo?
No. There was a blonde gal that came on this show who sounded a little like you and looked a little like you, who was also talking about how great Fightful Select is.
Listen, if we're going to talk about big heads on this show, there's somebody that we can't leave out of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's JD McDonough.
That's true. That's him.
That is a shoot picture of JD McDonough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No editing whatsoever. So
None.
nailed it.
Anyway,
how did you know how to navigate StreamYard? Not Sean Ross Sapp. That was interesting.
Kate, I bought the ad from you. You sent me the link. Auntie Collins says, got an oversized head. Blue Chew is right for you. One LP says, Sean, why do you even own that? I mean, okay, I get it. It looks like I'm Sean, but this is just the green screen feature on StreamYard. It's very advanced.
Step host, your head is huge, says Henry the Casey.
Hey, if your head is not huge, all right. If you're not as swollen as you would like to be, since we're doing ads, we might as well do them back to back. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're not standing on end in the way that you might want to be, oh my God, it got that guy out of here. Blue Chew is for you.
If you're watching this, you have probably considered becoming a pro wrestler at some point. Well, let me tell you, I got your gimmick and I got your gimmick. Here's your gimmick name. Rock Hard Eric Shins. And your gimmick is Blue Chew and the code Fightful. Same improved ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but you don't want those. You don't want those. You want Blue Chew. It's chewable, gets into your system a lot faster. It's ready when you are or when you're not. Maybe you need that motivation. Maybe you need that step up in performance. Or maybe you just want a little bit of additional confidence. Take an online questionnaire with a physician, and when approved, it arrives straight to your door. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping because that first shipment is free when you use the code Fightful. Mailman's not going to know what's up. The nosy Nellies around your neighborhood aren't going to know what's up. But let me tell you, that special someone's going to know what's up. BlueChew.com and the code Fightful.
So anyway, it's been a while since I've been here, but there's been a lot of talk about vacations, and I just wanted to come, like, because I don't know, does this ever happen to you, sweetie? Do you ever get kind of, I don't know, bound up when you're away from home, when you're traveling a little bit? Sometimes it just nothing moves through. You know what I mean? Like it's anyway. So sometimes when I think to myself, you know, I should probably have a movement. So I try and have my normal movement, but I'm on the road, and so everything's all bound up. So I sit there and I wait, and nothing comes out. Well, I mean, I have what I call a schism. Four toots, one pee.
I missed you so much.
We start out with the schism. The schism has a match. The schism has a match versus Mustafa Ali and Wesley and Tyler Bate.
We're 23 minutes into the show and we're just starting.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. We would have been faster. We would have been faster. Hashtag 4 toots, 1 P. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Tyler Bate's really good at wrestling. Did you know
He's really good. He's really good. This is all building to Mustafa Ali heel turn in the slowest, most just torturous way possible. And
I don't know if I hate that because I feel like
I know.
Well, I feel like for whatever reason, no matter what happens, like when Natalya came to NXT, she was super over. You know what I mean? People were gonna cheer for her, so people were gonna cheer for Ali. So you kind of have to do the heel turn down the line. So I don't hate that. And I also I love Mustafa. So
Me too.
whatever gets me to Mustafa having gold, baby.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think he'll actually make that stop off there, but
you don't think he's gonna win this triple threat?
No, I don't. I think he's. Well, we'll talk more about it. The match is fine. One thing I did like a lot was the Twitter back and forth between Mustafa Ali and Joe Gacy. Like
Yes.
Joe Gacy's little because Mustafa Ali is amazing at doing these Twitter promos where it's all edited and brilliantly shot, cut together. It's great. Talking about his last chance. This is his last chance. I don't know why a 6-man tag would be his last chance, but anyway, it has to be so that Joe Gacy could come back. This is actually my last chance. Here's the whole thing. He's got the David Koresh glasses, and he's a cult leader. But honestly, it makes you go like, okay, well, I honestly feel like he could play this part if the creative didn't suck, because I actually liked a lot of the way he was framing his argument and talking to Mustafa Ali. It just the ridiculous the whole schism gimmick doesn't work. You gave him 2 guys who don't want to be there as part of his faction, and I mean, maybe we'll talk about this now since I wasn't here last week. Poor Ava Rain. I guess the wrestling talent skipped a generation, and that's fine. But
Harsh. She's been there for 10 minutes, but it was not good.
She's been there for over a year, and she was very hesitant in the ring. And it does feel like it's somebody who, were she to not have those genetics, would have been excised from the program a while ago. I think she has value, and she's not saying she can't get better, but at this point, it does feel like it did feel like watching it. It was did not look like she was ready to be on television.
That's for sure.
And she can absolutely get better. And it may have been a bad night for her, but it did not look like that was so. So it did feel like Schism is kind of maybe coming apart at some point, which might be good for, you know.
So I agree with you. I can always appreciate when something makes wrestling sense, even if I don't like the taste. And for a long time, Chase University wasn't making wrestling sense, and now it's making wrestling sense. This is getting there in that same way, where it's like Joe Gacy is getting pissed off when he doesn't win, but his people do. Or I actually felt like the promos, though, left a lot to be desired in kind of how they were written. The idea of like, hey, you're the leader, you should go get yours too, when they were walking into that triple threat made sense. I think part of what was lacking with the Schism stuff, and I'm not like, with the exception of like I didn't even like the Dark Order until it turned into what it turned into, because it went so awry in the most delightful way possible. But I don't generally like angles like this. But if you're gonna do the cult thing, you have to do more than these people started in the cult, or they're a part of it just because they were losing. Like it takes a lot of really high level stuff to get you to buy into that. Like even when I didn't like the Dark Order, they were doing all those like wounded bird vignettes. Remember, like how manipulative and gross they came across. Here it was just kind of like, hey, you're on a losing streak, do you want to join a cult? Is a really, really big jump. What they're missing the opportunity for with Mustafa Ali having been the leader of his own cult is just the smallest interaction between Joe Gacy and Mustafa Ali going, first time leading a cult.
Chamber says Schism versus Retribution, Battle of the Terrible Stables. Ali can teach Gacy how to lead a terribly booked group.
Yep, right there.
So true. So true. Anyway, the match is good. You know, all 6 guys in there can go. But of course it's booked in the most incomprehensibly possible way. Like, it's just there's one of the refs doesn't even take a bump. He just is turned away from the action, so he doesn't see Wesley tag in Tyler Bate. And Wesley takes a big bump a big double team move, triple team move, and is about to count the 3. When another referee, who I guess was just happened to be sitting at ringside, I don't know, like when it serves them, you can't find another ref in the same building. It takes them so long to get down to the ring after a ref bump. But also when it serves them, there happens to be one sitting at ringside
around
who dives into the ring and stops the first ref from counting the 3 because the second ref, who was sitting at ringside, saw the tag that the first ref didn't see, so Wesley wasn't the legal man. Tyler Bate was the legal man. Then they go to the finish. Tyler Bate hits the Tyler Driver 97 on Joe Gacy and gets the pin. And there's also an entirely separate storyline going on between Damon Kemp and Eddie Thorpe about how shitty the referees are in NXT. So it feels like maybe you shouldn't bury all of your refs in 2 separate storylines. Maybe that's a thing you shouldn't do. Just to me.
Alex, as you know,
yeah,
I'm quite the technical wrestling fan over the
You
past
are.
month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as an absolute snob, because that's what being a technical wrestling fan makes you, I cannot handle this referee incompetence. Okay. I couldn't handle it before anyway, but like we've got Aubrey having a match in AEW. Like, what are we doing, man? Referees all over this town are like ruining wrestling for me. Come on, man. What are we doing? I cannot handle, like, ref bumps are overdone. Refs who are like, is it possible in a 6-man match that there's referees behind me? That drives me absolutely nuts. And then on another brand, we got someone being like, I'm a referee, I can't participate in matches. And they're like, what if there's 2 dudes with you? Well, okay, that's fine. Just have referees be referees. It cannot be this hard, people. Be more creative in the way you book shit so that when you do have ref bumps and you do have referee incompetence, it's not like, oh my God, I haven't seen that since last week. I can't stand it on any brand. Drives me nuts because good ref bumps are great. Like really, really great. But if you see them all the time, all the magic is taken out of it. Like, it's exhaustive. But I'm just, now that I like technical wrestling especially, I'm better than everybody. And that's just my cross to bear as a snobbish fan.
We really do need Jonathan Discretion.
Referees need to do a better job of using their Jonathan Discretion.
You need to be discretioning more. All of the discretion. I want discretions across the board. You discretion. Give me Jonathan Discretion.
Everybody use your discretion.
Jonathan Discretion would never stand for any of this. He would not. Speaking
of technical gods at this, use your Jonathan Discretion. That's one of the funniest things I've ever said.
Of the ref getting punched and he bounces on all the ropes on the way down to the mat. Is that Nick Patrick in WCW? If not, there's another Jeff I've seen of that basic same thing. Yeah, it's very, very funny.
I want a ref bump. New rule in Kate's promotion.
Okay. All right.
1 ref bump a business quarter across all brands. I can't stand it.
Yep.
And one pay-per-view a year. You get it. That's it.
Henry the Casey says, having trouble with your schism? Blue Chew.
If I think I used that last week though. Like if your tree isn't growing from its 4 roots, use bluechew.com code Fightful.
Some continuity. The referee that stopped the pin is also the one that did the random ass leapfrog in an MSK tag match in 2021. That's true. Also the same referee who was a zombie in the Dexter Lumis Corey Graves haunted house match. It was the same referee who became a zombie.
Ref zombie.
Good.
Use your discretion. Okay, I'm done.
That's good. Mustafa Ali is way too keen. I don't know. Mustafa Ali is
Cough, and I'm out of my mind on your return.
it's the way I want it, honestly.
The Tyler Driver looked amazing, by the way, at the end of that match.
It did. It was really good. And the thing of like they chucked Wesley like balls first into a leaping power bomb by Joe Gacy. It was pretty cool, honestly. I like that one a lot too. Mustafa Ali is way too keen to get Tyler Bate and Wesley into a match versus each other with himself as special guest referee. Like he's doing a pretty good job of being subtle about it. But there's no way you can be subtle like, next week, huh? You two guys against each other. And I was thinking, I don't know, just an idea I've been kicking around the old noggin. What if I was a special guest referee? Wouldn't that be great, guys? It does feel like he's setting something up. Yeah.
I don't know, because I
oh boy.
if you ask me if it's good, the answer is no. If you ask me if I like it, the answer is yes, because it feels like he's pulling one over on his friends. Like sometimes that's just good old fashioned wrestling fun.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. He showed up in a black leather jacket with a very stern look on his face and sat at a ringside to watch a match. And while he was there,
a fucking heel, you show up in a black leather jacket if you're going to turn heel, bro.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute. I think the best way to get what I want is to pretend to be all their friends. And to the discredit, Jonathan discredits, of Wesley and Tyler Bate, they're both falling for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, Mustafa, he's got that main roster wisdom. You know what I mean? He
does. He really does. With all of the success he's been booked to have on the main roster, how can you say no to anything he suggests? Thea Hail arguing with Catchpoint before her match about whether or not she's going to put a Kimura on somebody, and then we get more of this throughout the whole night of where the hell is Andre Chase thing, which is weird because he's been gone for a long time, and Duke Hudson trying to figure out what's going on. You know, it's interesting, I suppose.
I thought Duke Hudson did a good job with, like, hey, it's getting out of hand. That was kind of cute of like, it felt justified that he hadn't called before. Like now it feels beyond the scope of his responsibilities, which I thought was good. So
yeah,
I'll take it.
And we got Bron Breakker coming out and cutting a promo on a video of Seth Rollins.
Yeah, we did.
And Seth Rollins is a fighting champ. Because this dude is going to
bless this man.
This dude is going to defend the title next Monday in Cleveland, against hopefully Johnny Gargano, more likely Logan Paul, possibly even like somebody like The Miz. He's going to have this match next week on Monday, and then fly to Orlando, where next Tuesday he's going to face Bron Breakker. You don't even have to twist old Seth's arm to be like, yeah, you know what? I would like to see how the old place is looking. You know what I mean? He's the guy who's like, you know what? I haven't been to the old stomping grounds recently. Might as well go by and see how everything's looking.
Here's my only thing with this. If you're on Raw, you can go to any brand. If you're on SmackDown, you can go to any brand. If you're on NXT, you can go to any brand. But in order to go to any brand, you need to be a free agent. It is bad job of the draft rules, but it does feel like this is, there's no rumors of anything. This is just my read. It feels like Seth Rollins was like, we need a fucking belt on Raw, and if you give it to me, I will fight everyone all the time so that the show feels important, because we have not had a title in months and months and months and months. And I respect the hell out of that. Every time I
Mhm.
see Seth Rollins, like, when you see Colby Lopez in a Seth Rollins interview,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, he just jumps out as someone who he's just so in love with wrestling. Like, this
Yeah.
guy just loves wrestling so much.
Mhm.
And I love to I remember seeing an interview with him where he got asked, like, who's your Mount Rushmore? And he was like, overall or in ring or what? Like, he just loves this.
Mhm.
And it feels like he was like, if you strap me up, I will be the guy that makes this all feel important again. While the other guy, for better or worse, you have this 3-year-long story going on with him. He's not around that often. He said, I'm going to be the workhorse champion, which is normally a lower to mid card thing. But I like it because there's been nobody on Raw with a title that means anything in a long time. So if he's going to be like Open Challenge City guy, normally that wouldn't be my thing. But we've been so deprived of it on Raw that I'm here for it.
Jim says Seth saw what Orange Cassidy is doing and said, "Hold my beer." He's getting a good start at it. Listen, the idea of like, what is he supposed to do? Not accept Bron's challenge? Well, no. But in his pre-taped segment, he can say, you know what? I do accept your challenge. In 3 weeks, I'll be down there. He says next Tuesday, which he fully knows is the day after he has to fight a different dude on Raw 1,000 miles away. So like it's a weird, you put yourself in that schedule. Nobody said, you had to do it that way. You could have picked a different day to do it. But he said, let's do both of these matches next week.
Well, he had to because Alex, there's a gold rush. And
there's a gold rush.
I remember talking to Linda about her time on the Oregon Trail. I wonder if she has any memories of mining for gold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am sure you had asked that at some point. Yeah.
I would if she were here, but she's not here right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you that this is the thing. When you're going on a rush for gold, I don't know if you know this, but when it comes out of the ground, it's all dirty. You have to like brush it off, and then you have to like take it to a smelter who has nothing it has nothing to do with your nose. See, I thought it was about something like that, but it's not about that kind of smelt.
But you tried to snort the gold.
No. You have to take it to a smelter, and then they melt it down, and then it's just like
they dealt it.
Then it's liquid. Like they deal it to you afterwards. So whoever smelt it did in fact dealt it to me, and then you get it to melt it down, and then you can shape it into a little, a little nice little heart on a chain, So he who smelt it did in fact dealt it to me in the form of a little heart on a chain. And then
I had so much fun with Joel last week, but there were 0 moments where I was like, is this still a wrestling review show?
It's not. You made me talk about gold. So you made me put on the glasses. You did it.
Oh my goodness.
So okay. I think that match next week is going to be great. I think Bron Breakker is not going to win, but I think he's a future world heavyweight champion. So
hell yeah. Alex, anything else you want to share with the class about next week?
About what? I'm sorry, I don't know.
About your viewing experience next week.
Right. I am so dumb. Okay. My parents are flying in to spend about like a little over a week here. My brother is coming with them. And I haven't seen him in years, and he hasn't seen his niece since she was a baby. So he wants to do all the uncle stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go and do a lot of fun stuff.
You got a taste of vacation, and now.
But it's a staycation, and I'm supposed to be able to make all of the shows. I'm not supposed to miss any of the shows. But I thought my parents were flying in and going to get in around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. They are getting in at 6:05 p.m. and at 7:05 p.m., 7 o'clock p.m., that's when NXT starts. I will be on this show next week. You can rest assured.
But
I will have seen precisely 0 of the show.
NXT of blind.
So you guys are going to have to lie to me. I don't know that I'm going to be able to stay off of Twitter for that entire time. So I'll probably see some results, but I won't know what the hell's happening because I was trying to do that last week in the hotel room, follow along of what's happening on NXT on Twitter. And that is really hard. NXT is the NXT Twitter
it's
account
a weird little show.
does a really bad job of keeping you up to date with what's going on the show. So I'm going to see random video clips and go, wait, what?
What?
Yeah. So that's we'll see. But anyway, yeah. So next week, HBK to screw with me personally. He finally has Bron Breakker taking on a top guy from the main roster, and we're going to do it in NXT on a show I don't watch. Yeah. Wait, hold up. What is this? Matthew Plus actually being nice? Congrats, Al, with Katie here. You may make some money. No, that's not him being nice. That's him being mean to me because you weren't on the show last night, so he was making fun of me not making money. Because you're the draw. You're the draw, apparently.
Thank you. That's not true, but thank you.
Dana Brooke showed up last week.
She did.
She said so. The only tweet that I saw, the first tweet I saw with her is Dana Brooke is here and she's in the battle royal for the #1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship. And I quoted it and said, haha, that's funny. No, seriously, why is she really here though? Because not for that reason. But no, she was. She was one of the last people in the battle royal. And she's sticking around for a while. And they did a video package of her from 8 years ago when she was on NXT. And I was I remember when I thought this young up-and-comer was really going to go places. In a couple of years, by 2018, she was going to be just absolute champion material. So anyway, that was 8 years ago. And so far, the 24/7 championship is basically what was materialized in her favor. If there was a woman who would be send her back to NXT, give her some cool programs with people down there, Dana Brooke would not be who I would go with. Yeah, no, you're not doing anything with Piper Niven. The NXT women's roster could use a Piper Niven. That'd be great. But instead we're getting Dana Brooke and she also gets interviewed about why she's there. And then Cora Jade slaps her. Because stay out of my business, or if you hadn't been in the Battle Royal, I would have won or something.
I loathe the I earned it even though I lost promo. It makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
I'm going to puke everywhere if I see another one of these. Am I exaggerating? Yeah. Yes. But what are we doing? Hey, I earned it as the loser of this match. Come on.
No, it's dumb.
This was Grayson Waller's whole character too. It's no, you did not.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Don't like that at all.
It's annoying.
Jam Beard says Dana Brooke is about to start up Texas Attraction 2.0. I feel like Mandy going back to NXT felt like, they know they have something with her. They just need to really see what she can do, leading a program. I just feel like Dana's there to work with some of the younger girls. That's it.
I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. I feel like when you are a veteran on the main roster, it's very beneficial when you accrue a certain level of a certain pedigree. Even though Mustafa Ali has not been pushed well, if you look at the YouTube views that guy's work has gotten, if you look at the way people talk about his matches, if you look at the actual matches he's put on, you're like, oh, that guy can do some really great work. I don't know if between the lack of opportunity and the lack of breathing room for Dana Brooke to grow as a wrestler, this is like the most logical move. Like, it doesn't feel like the right combination of, like, when Natty came down, you were like, well, yeah, of course, because she's basically a trainer. She is a trainer, not even basically one, right? I don't know if Dana's kind of more in like a middle ground with that. So
yeah.
Baron Corbin's actually a good example, I think, of someone who also fits the correct side of that profile. I don't know if Dana ever did, because she just wasn't on TV for so much.
Yeah.
Reps are important.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Dana Brooke also was in her interview said, I was drafted to Raw, but I'm here anyway. Like, just the brand split does not apply to Dana Brooke.
Or anybody.
Well, I mean, like, the people who were drafted as free agents can appear anywhere because they were drafted as free agents. But she was specifically
but so
drafted
can
to Raw.
anybody else.
I get that. At least they do. They were like they knew when they said Mustafa Ali is going to be a free agent, Baron Corbin's going to be a free agent, that they were going to appear on NXT. They already knew it at that time, so that's why they said let's make them free agents. They made this whole thing up with Dana Brooke after they drafted her to Raw, and like, okay, so we'll wait for then. Okay, cool.
It's like, whose line is it anyway? Like, the draft rules don't matter.
No, it's true. Everything is also made up. It's true. Thea Hail had her match with Cora Jade. Thea Hail won via a Kimura. Tapped out Cora Jade. Well, before that, Dana Brooks on the outside rooting on Thea Hail, and Cora Jade goes to the outside, slaps Dana Brooke, rolls Thea Hail back into the ring. Referee turns his back because the referee's dumb. And Dana Brooke just throws her into the ring steps, and then rolls her into Thea Hail, who blocks in the Kimura. So,
Alex, how many matches have we talked about so far?
2.
How many dumb referee spots did we see?
Well, a lot. There are a lot more later in the thing as well. Sure, so that's true.
2 for 2. Incompetent refs. Annoying, but this makes sense. We're headed toward Cora Jade and Dana Brooke. I'm glad Thea Hail won here.
Yeah.
I was nervous they were going to put Cora over because they want to keep her strong. And Thea Hail's an underdog, but she's going in for a title match. She should win this.
But
right?
Thea Hail needs to win this because she's got a title match that nobody believes she's going to win in 2 weeks at the second week of Gold Rush.
Do you not believe that she's going to reach the Tiffy top?
No, she's not going to win reach the Tiffy top. But I believe it's a good spot for her to have this match because 100%. She's so young and she's going to learn from that, and hopefully they bake it into her storyline going forward from there. But also next week,
a play. Like, this is just a couple of weeks of programming. So I actually kind of like this as an intermittent program. I don't have a problem with it at all.
No. Dana Brooke versus Cora Jade next week. Yep.
Match that is happening on the show, and it will be taking place. So it's got that going for it.
Yep. Sure does. Stax has a detective board with string on it, connecting from all the top.
There is no Carol in HR.
There's So anyway, this is Stax trying to why are we doing this, Kate? Why are we doing this? Like, I mean, this, like, they showed on the vision board thing there's a picture of Tony D's mugshot holding it like the date he was booked, May 23rd. It's June 13th. Like, get him a damn lawyer and get him out of there. Post some bail. What are you doing? Like, I don't know. Like, Tony D should be on television. You have written a script that takes him off of television and has his underling, who is infinitely worse at being on television, do all of the talking while being on television. And it's leading to not a title match yet, but maybe in a month, maybe at Great American Bash at the end of July. If you keep Tony D in jail from the end of May to the middle of July, it feels like a giant waste of time.
It's a giant waste of time because they're not using Luca Crucifino.
Yeah, I don't know why. Get that man a lawyer. I don't understand.
Here's the thing: Stax is doing Charlie work right now. If you're a Notorious Sunny fan,
he's doing Charlie work.
He's doing his Charlie work. I don't hate it yet. It is taking a little bit too long, and it's extremely silly that he hasn't picked out anybody else to be his buddies. But I think it's heading in that direction. So I will take it based on what we saw last week. Yeah. However, I do miss Tony D on television. He was very funny in last week's vignette. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to get moving. Yeah. I also really need in my head an Eddie Kingston versus Tony D match now. Just like,
yep,
like faux mobster versus very real feeling badass, but they're just gonna fisherman suplex each other till the end of time. I kind of want that.
Yeah,
but I just want Eddie Kingston doing things all the time.
That's true. Hey, shout out to Yellow Boy. Saying, ask the SGA for positive thoughts as I have surgery to remove a tumor tomorrow. Love you all. We love you, Yellow Boy. Fuck cancer. And it's better out than in, I always say. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing that also applies to cancer. Definitely applies to cancer. So yeah, so get that
the yell out of here. You know what
That's
I mean?
Good. There you go.
Holding good thoughts for you. And
yes.
Have a safe surgery. That's gonna go well.
Yeah. Positive vibes.
It's from your leg. That's a good sign.
Luis says, hey, forget about it. Forget about it, my ass, partner.
Going down to the docks. I'm in the streets. Here's the thing. With Eddie Kingston out, a piece of my heart is gone, as you know. And I just keep watching old promos of his because I'm a maniac. Mm-hmm. And he cut this one on Jay White right before he bounced from New Japan. That is the most... It's at like a media scrum because of the way New Japan sets their stuff up. And there was a reporter where he was like, write that down. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I would be nervous in the room. Yep. He's just the best and I miss him. But I was thinking about that last week. I was just like, Tony G versus Eddie Kingston would be such a fun program. It would.
It really would. Henry the Casey talking about how, we were talking about how we don't really work very hard, but we're incredibly talented. And Henry the Casey says, you do work harder than horrible booking, kid. I don't know. You have to work pretty hard to figure out how to do what the hell they did with the Heritage Cup. Because, like, I have not heard if Noam Dar is shoot injured. But he wasn't a couple of weeks ago.
He must. He felt like it was covering up an injury match.
He has to be injured for this to make any sense. But I haven't heard any reports of it. So he's on crutches. And the other thing is that Noam Dar is absolutely the guy who would fake being injured by being on crutches to get out of a match with Nathan Frazer for his Heritage Cup. but he would also just say, "That's it. Moving on. I'll face you down the line when my whatever it is healed." But instead he's like, Oro Mensah will wrestle this match in my place. And I did not know we could freebird the Heritage Cup. I did not know that was a thing we could do. And it did feel like it was not, because there are no authority figures in NXT except for whenever HBK decides to like roll out of his office, like
and tweet something. Has his intern tweet something
for him, but like
it seems very anti the Heritage Cup is my issue.
It does, and
I don't like overbooking anyway, and I don't like angles like this all that much, but taste aside, the Heritage Cup feels like the workers' prestigious tech or snob type device, and the shame of it is I really like the rules of it. I'm like ROH, like I'm a nerd about rules. I like time limits. I like the way that the rounds are set up. Like I really like it, but when you do that and you have all this overbooking going on, and I actually like this stable a lot. Like Lash Legend looks so much more comfortable now. Jakara has like so much charisma. She really jumps off the screen. Oro Mensah is great. Like, but when you have the rules and overbooking, it takes away all the cleverness of how you work around the rules, because it's just so overwrought with this other device. So it just gets way too crowded, and it takes away what's special about the Heritage Cup. And it doesn't feel like the coward's device. Like it feels like the honorable champion's device a little bit more. So I didn't love that, unfortunately.
No, it's really weird. Like the idea, like, okay, Oro Mensah is going to defend my title in my stead while I sit here at ringside on my crutches, and then you book him to have a good match with Frazer but lose. That feels like we know Noam Dar isn't going to be around for a while, and we got to take the Heritage Cup off of him. But rather than bake it into a story of like Oro Mensah somehow wins the first one, and then like via cheating behind the ref's back, because that's how they like to do stuff, and then Frazer gets a rematch, or Dragon Lee gets one, or whatever, like, and finally like their little ruse runs out, and Oro Mensah ends up losing like the third defense of the title. Like, this just feels like we created this stable around Noam Dar, and now that Noam Dar is hurt, we are going to take the entire stable off of television. That's what this felt like to me, and it was very odd.
I feel like it's setting up. Nathan Frazer has it for a while. Bob is his uncle for a bit, and then this sets up Noam Dar when he is better. Maybe it's not that bad of an injury to say, I wasn't even the one that lost it to you. Which is a very out of its way thing to do, but feels like a very NXT thing to do. I wasn't the one that lost my Heritage Cup, right? Like, this is the way for him to win it back against Nathan Frazer. So that's where it felt like it was going to me, but something fell off about this, and not even just in the way of like things that I didn't love about it. Like, something felt like, like Noam Dar's injured, or this also feels like a move you do 6 months into this stable when you're about to break them up, right? Like, now Nathan Frazer's pissed because Oro Mensah lost his Heritage Cup for him, and everything falls apart, but they just got together. So something is a little bit off about this. I hope Noam Dar's okay.
If this was a work, you would think that Noam Dar would like hit Nathan Frazer in the back while Nathan Frazer was on the outside and the ref was messing around with Jakara Jackson on the other side of the ring.
Correct.
He hit him with one of the crutches. So it's got to be a shoot, but it's a really weird way to handle a shoot. And the problem is that because I have no trust in anybody in NXT not to lie to me on a daily basis, I'm sitting here watching this thing trying to like suss out Where's the lie?
Folks.
The thing of it is that unlike with Bobby Fish, the lie is there somewhere. You just got to find out where it is. The lie exists. Where is it? It's like playing Sands of Blind. The lie is there somewhere. You just got to find out where it is. And so I was sitting here watching the whole thing, not able to appreciate that, frankly, great work that Nathan Frazer and Oro Mensah were doing in the bulk of the match, because I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop, because I know I must be being lied to somewhere here. Like somewhere I'm being lied to. Why am I being lied to? But I like Nathan Frazer having the cup. Nathan Frazer, and Dragon Lee as his second. I feel like Dragon Lee has also okay, that's cool. Now that you're the champion, I'm going to have a match against you. And
they don't feel like a stable, right? They feel more like alliances, where I feel like what they were building out with the metaphor was a proper stable, but they're like that side of things didn't really have like tons of promos together or feel like it was packaged as a thing. So Nathan Frazer versus Dragon Lee for the Heritage Cup is an indisputably awesome in-ring idea. They could build out a good story around it very easily. But it was a really good match, and I think Nathan Frazer defending it's a really good idea. I think he'll be a great champion, and that's like a really good. He's like, you're like, device, dude, like that clicks together. But I just hope Noam Dar's okay, and I was the same way. I was watching it like, this is really good, but something's weird. Like there was something in the back of my mind, like something's a little bit off about this. So I just hope everyone's
feel
okay.
like I want it to be kind of best of both worlds, that like he's not cleared right now, but he'll be cleared by the end of July when Great American Bash happens. So let's put the title on Frazer, have him defend it a few times on TV, and then Noam Dar comes back to get his cup back at the end of July. Like that's what I don't want it to be like Noam Dar tore his Achilles. He's out for like a year.
That would
like
suck.
please, like that would suck so hard, because that dude's great. And he just got to the States and he's been doing really good work, and they gave him a stable and everything. Like that would be horrible. I need it to be something in between. I like this here from this explainer here from Luis. What made Dar's reign work in NXT UK was that he bent the rules to mess everyone up, kind of how Yuta did with the Pure Rules belt in his second run. Instead, it seemed like they did this the way they had Brian Myers defending the digital media belt on behalf of Cardona because of an injury last year in Impact. So yeah, there's a lot of
that's a really well drawn parallel by the GOAT of moderators.
It's convoluted. Speaking of convoluted, Von Wagner.
You don't have to say anything else. We're good.
Last week, Von Wagner was ready to. He did all these therapists, but like he beat him up because he didn't like talking to people.
No.
And so then there was one more therapist. When he was about ready to walk out on therapy altogether, hot therapist showed up, and the implication was that Von Wagner was going to have sex with his therapist in her office, which is like, and he's like, hey, you're going to be okay in there by yourself? And Von Wagner is like, I think I'll be just fine. Wink. And Robert Stone going, oh, that client of mine. Like it was just.
She took me on as a client, so she must want to have sex with me.
Yes,
we're really doing great things for mental health on NXT. Roxanne has anxiety and is a big loser. A hot. I guess we have a porn accountant. She could be a porn therapist. That's all well and good, I guess. Yeah, first they told us that if you're a boy that cries, you're a little bitch. And now it's therapy doesn't work, but sex is just as good. Straight out of the Attitude Era, man. So I was gonna text someone about it on my sidekick because this was
the therapy usually is like a once a week thing.
Yeah, he's gone many a time.
He's many times to therapy over the past week.
Well, maybe he should use Blue Chew and he wouldn't have to go so many times,
Therapy, because that's what the kids are calling it these days.
I guess so.
But she said, but anyway, so he's like, what have you been talking about? Talk about your childhood? Yeah. Did you talk about the picture? Like, listen, Robert Stone, the picture is a visual representation of a whole thing he went through when he was young. Like, you don't have to talk about the picture. You could talk about,
Also, how dumb are you?
condition was.
He had a scar on his head. What? There's like 3 things it could be. This is not a huge mystery.
Were you half eaten by a giant alligator? Like, I need to know all of these possible scenarios.
You either
Please
had
tell me which
brain
one of them.
surgery, were Harry Potter, or you got attacked by an alligator because it's Florida. Very possible.
One of 3 things.
This is so, even for them, this is so dumb. And there were ways you could have had fun with it. But no, they didn't do that. They didn't even have fun with it.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, did you show him the picture? And Vaughn was like, we were busy looking at something. Like, no. They didn't even commit to the shitty direction they were going.
So Dijak walks by and he says to Robert Stone, when are you going to cut loose that dead weight? As though Robert Stone's career was really taking off before he took Von Wagner on as a client.
But shout out to Dijak because he knows what we know, which is that Von Wagner doesn't win matches ever. No.
But he says, hey, leave him. Hey, don't worry about that guy. Okay, we're worried about that guy. Because if they're turning Von Wagner face and he's going to have matches with Dijak, he's going to win to prove that therapy is working. Well, they're going to book Von Wagner to beat Dijak.
So therapy that's actually sex works for boys, but anxiety getting treated makes you a loser for girls. So Roxanne should be having sex instead of therapy if she wants to get her title back.
Yeah. Yes.
If this sets up Von Wagner and Dijak, I'm gonna punt Robert Stone into the sun.
If they have a match, Von Wagner will win it.
Of course he will.
And that's a problem.
That's more than a problem, Alex. You know what that is, don't you?
What's that?
It's more than a problem. What is it?
What is it?
I can scroll.
What is it?
Find it. How many gimmicks do we have?
What is it?
Here?
What is it? What is it, Kate?
It's a big mistake.
It's a big mistake, is what it is. It's a big mistake.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it is. It kind of makes me go like.
It does do that.
It's not great.
Do that.
Kevin Owens vibes.
So he says, my therapist tells me I shouldn't talk about the picture unless it's with somebody who I really trust. And Robert Stone is like, so who's it going to be? Your family? Your mom? Your dad? Your sister? Who's it going to be? No, not any of them. Well, who's it going to be? Vaughn? Man, you really are pretty dumb, aren't you, Robert Stone? It's going to be you. And then he walks away, and Robert Stone's like, oh, like he's touched that he really trusts him.
Because the guy that he trusts is the guy who said, if you lose, I'm going to walk out on you.
Jambeard says, I called it long ago, they're giving Von Wagner the Mike Awesome Lady Killer gimmick.
Woof.
This is also true from Louise. Why is HBK addicted to MacGuffins? Like these things you have to like find out what it is, and everything is a big mystery.
Because he loves booking his best hits, and he had to go find his smile. So this is the closest we can get.
There's the other one. Like, who ran him over? Who was the guy in the car? But it was Triple H. You know what I mean? He had to figure that out after like a year. Like he like they're doing it over and over again. All these things. Yeah.
I mean, that's always been WWE though. Who's the anonymous Raw general manager?
Oh, I don't know.
Swaggle.
I don't know. So there's So remember a couple of weeks ago where there was a Dabba-Kato vignette and it showed Axiom and Reggie watching it backstage, and then Axiom had a one-on-one match with him, and just Dabba-Kato just murdered him, and then Reggie saved him, and I was like, this is all leading to Reggie and Axiom having a handicap match versus Dabba-Kato, and they just fucking did it, and it was just exactly what you thought it was going to be, and they ended up beating him. Yep. So it was, yeah.
I'm begging. I feel like Shawn Michaels watches our show and he tunes in only for snippets of things, and he's like, "That's a good idea," and it's usually when we're like, "This is going to be a bad idea," or he tunes in for the jukebox and is like, "This is a creative goldmine."
Yep.
We got all these gimmicks.
Yep. Yeah. So Apollo Crews came back to NXT to have visions in a diner and in an alleyway and bleed out of one of his eyes and get all of his momentum stalled, so that by the time he actually got his title match versus Bron Breakker, nobody thought there was even a chance he'd win.
Apollo Crews was going fishing,
and he had to go fishing, and then Dabba-Kato showed up and beat the hell out of him because he went to NXT without him, I guess. And then they feuded for a little while, but they only had one match against each other, and Dabba-Kato just beat him. And now Apollo Crews is back on Raw, but can't get on television. This is man.
This is not good.
But
use better creative discretion.
Los Lotharios are in NXT.
Yeah, they're on television. I will say this. It feels like they are trying to give homes to talent that they know there's something with that have not been on television. Like Ali, Corbin, Los Lotharios. Like, that all makes sense. Like, they know there's something with these guys. They know they're great workers. They have not found spots on them for the main roster. I do think that that's a very good thing of like, well, let's get these guys on television. Let's get these guys working. They did that with Finn Balor, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to have the best run ever. This Prince Devitt 2.0.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I'm glad that they are getting people screen time, even if they're too dumb to be able to put it on their 3-hour or 2-hour show on the main roster.
I mean, listen, when they were like, oh, hey, Rey Mysterio has a new LWO and it's just Legado del Fantasma plus Zelina Vega, I was like, oh, they're going to expand this. In a month, they'll add Los Lotharios to it. It's going to be like eventually like every Hispanic under the entire WWE umbrella is going to be in this thing. And maybe they will eventually. But for now, they're sending Los Lotharios down to NXT to attack Scrypts and Axiom, who are, I guess, a tag team now, even though Axiom is well beyond that and does not need that. That is a disservice to his talents as a singles wrestler.
Sure.
But he's going to be in a tag team with Scrypts at least until they lose to Los Lotharios, who are, and they were like, welcome back. Humberto Carrillo was never actually in NXT. Angel Garza was for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But they're there, and that's good. It's good that they're using them for something.
I do think with Axiom, it's kind of like, okay, what do you do with him at this point? Because like a Heritage Cup match would be cool down the line. Like he's definitely head and shoulders above where our beloved Scrypts is, but I don't know if it's a misuse of him as long as this doesn't last all that long, because I do want to see him, and if Ali wins the title, like I do want to see him and like Tyler Bate or whoever. So as long as this isn't a program that's here to stay, I'm not mad about it. But he's better than Reggie because he's better than most. Like he should.
So this is where everything starts to just go nuts. So Malik Blade defeated Idris Enofe with the double vest in the beach and Hank and Tank at ringside, cheering them on, because you cannot be a tag team for realsies unless you fight each other in the ring one-on-one. And that will grant you the power to remember your tag team partner's birthday, I think, is what I got out of this.
You nailed it.
Okay, good. I want to make sure. But Los Lotharios were standing in the Raven's Nest, and then Booker T got up and I'm hearing in my ear that who's telling you that? Why are they telling you this?
Booker T can't even hold it down on commentary. Breaking news, Booker T, ain't it, man?
No. There was a point earlier in the 6-man.
I'm hearing that we've got a 6-man. Like, what are we doing?
There was a
Tom,
point.
I'm standing next to no.
There was a point. There was Booker T, man. There was a point during the 6-man tag at the beginning of the show where they do the Tyler Bate, I'm going to raise my fist and then punch you with the other one or whatever. The bop and bang. Yeah. It's like, oh, look, a triple bop and bang. 15 seconds go by and you hear him go bop and bang. Like, just keep up, Booker. Keep up. We're moving on to other things now.
Since we're talking Booker, I was going to bring this up later.
Yeah.
I feel like Vic Joseph is like, here's a softball. And he's like, swung right through that one. Like, he said, do you think the women's locker room is Blair Davenport dangerous to the women's locker room? I believe was the phrasing.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know if she's dangerous, but they should be concerned. And I was like, she assaulted like 4 women in the parking lot. How is that not dangerous?
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
So
in my head, Vic Joseph's just like, I feel like he sits there for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. He's not my favorite announcer in the world, but he's not the worst.
Oh,
he's capable. But in my head,
you give him a decent partner, he's all right. Like, it's just he doesn't have any. He just can't, like,
In my head, that's him at commentary the whole time. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. So he makes this announcement that next week on the first night of Gold Rush, we're gonna get Double Vest in the Beach versus Hank and Tank versus Malik Blade and Anderson Enofe in a highly contested, he says, a highly contested triple threat. I don't know what the highly contested feels like if there's a close vote in a county commissioner seat. It's highly contested.
They're also calling the women's titles undisputed, and there's, you know what I mean?
It's just so dumb. But the winner of that match next week goes on to face Gallus in 2 weeks for the tag titles. And so all these guys who were all hugging in the ring, literally 5 seconds prior, now start beating each other up because they think the match starts tonight.
It was also happening while they were talking, and it was so chaotic.
It was so chaotic.
I was just confused.
It was bad. You know what it was, Kate? It was trash. And what I'd like to bring on now, our new trash correspondent. Hey, it's me. The reason I'm here as a trash correspondent is I love trash. So this is right up my alley. I absolutely love trash.
Are you related to Linda?
No, it's different. See, listen. Linda's a different voice entirely.
Entirely, okay.
Entirely different voice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not at all the same thing.
Oscar, so it's so nice to see you. Are you broadcasting live from Sesame Place or?
No, I'm here. Listen,
okay.
So this is a thing we're gonna do every week now, and unless this bores me. It's time for my trashy moment of the night, and this was just trashy, and I loved it. I loved it
Scrypts
so
is for
much.
the children.
I loved it so much. Listen, it's not for the children. I got a dude's hand up my ass right now.
Whoa,
This is not for the children.
hey-o.
It's not for the children at all.
Whew, who needs Blue Chew when you got a dude's hand up? Anyway, this was your trashy moment of the night. What about it rose above the other moments for you, Oscar?
Oh, the whole thing is trash. I love it all. This is the only wrestling I consume because, as we've said, I love trash. So,
I did hear that about you. I don't mean to be rude, but your reputation preceded you in this regard.
Yeah, it's true. This is kind of who I am.
Oscar, have you met a fella by the name of Ricky Rainbow by chance?
Nope, haven't met him. I don't know who that guy is.
I have a feeling, based on the parts that you're hanging around, you might run into him at a local diner.
All right. Well, we'll have to see about that. Okay.
All right. Well, God bless.
Yeah. Goodbye.
We'll see you next week. I missed you.
That thing cost me $50.
Oh no!
For a bit that I don't think is going to work because it really hurts my wrist to operate it.
My God.
Mm-hmm, yeah. No, this everything's way overpriced.
Yeah, because your little kid falls in love with it, and they know you can't tell the kid no.
Yeah, no. The other thing is, it wasn't $50. It was something. Was like, so how much is this? And the woman behind the counter quoted me a price that said, $7.52. Like, so it was like a number. I was like, oh, $27. I could spend $27 on this.
It was $47.52 plus tax.
It was $47.52 plus tax. I thought it was $27.52, which honestly, it's not going to break the bank for me. Fine, I'll get this. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll sell it at a garage sale for something.
Oh, we're gonna make it work. You've now committed. You cannot spend $50 on that for one cheap pop. We're gonna make it work.
No, yeah, it's listen, but Oscar does love trash, so
it's true. I've heard that.
Yeah. I was actually looking for a Cookie Monster one because I do a Dynamite Cookie Monster voice, but trash just seemed more, emblematic of the show, that we do. So
it is, and that's a fantastic T-shirt as well. Was that also a Sesame Place purchase?
No. I bought this before we went, so I would have it before we went because I was like, no, they're not going to have one in my size, and they didn't. And also, they were all like they're not a very large range of shirts. Like there's a bunch of Oscar the Grouch wearing dads at the park, but they're all wearing the same shirt because they bought it at the park. And I'm like, that's a really good one. It's like, yeah, I bought it before I got here because I'm not going to spend $60 for a T-shirt or whatever it is. I didn't even look.
Yeah, no, not when it's $23 on Amazon or whatever.
No, exactly. Jambeer says, if you need help with your bop and bang skills, Blue Chew is for you. It is. Damon Kemp runs down all of the refs, and then Eddie Thorpe's like, "What are you complaining about how you lost?" And then no, I'm not complaining, but we'll see about next time we have a match. Eddie Thorpe's like, "You can pick any stipulation you want, and we'll have a match about it."
I've kind of liked this little feud.
It's fine.
And also Eddie Thorpe, fashion.
Yeah,
you see them earrings, looking good.
Yeah, very, very good.
This has been well built out, and the matches have been good. And Eddie Thorpe is great in the ring. So this has been a rare spot of NXT where I've had very few complaints. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, part of what's going on with the with Jakara, Jackson, and Lash Legend is they are apparently going to be in a feud with Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz because they stopped them from cheating.
And they're also the only other tag team in town.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true because they're building Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez as a tag team. So they're building new tag teams after getting rid of the tag belts.
Dusty season, that's why.
But why would
Oh, why wouldn't you build tag teams when you had tag belts? Great question, Alex. I'm with you, friend.
It's just trash. It's absolute trash, and I love it. I love it. It's just trash. So anyway, there's a Lyra Valkyria video that JC Jane doesn't like, and Lola and Elektra are like, I don't know, they're like tweeners who like each other. So
yeah, they were like, you're mad because you got eliminated by the same gal, which I thought was fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
Mm-hmm.
The fellas love the straight ones, love Lasha Lopez, and I can't imagine they're gonna have many complaints about Ms. Lola.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Elektra was very over, and they kind of took her off TV or sent her to Level Up. I'm guessing. I don't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling to keep up with. Level Up is not on my priority list.
Her name was Lola. She was a
showgirl.
I don't know if she was a showgirl or not. So listen.
Oh my God, you love that song. You sing it at karaoke all the time.
I do. Her name was Lola. She was the showgirl.
You know what this one does?
Was the girl from Ipanema. But they're different girls.
They're very different girls.
They're very different girls.
This is the thing. You go to the karaoke and to this one right here. So I don't want to do the karaoke. And then
you can't make me. I won't get up there.
She won't get up there.
I did it my way. It's right there.
Two Moscow Mules later. Mm-hmm. This one is like, oh, I don't love karaoke. I'm only going to do 3 or 4 songs.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you who's a Moscow Mule. My third husband, the Russian. Just could not get him to do anything. Stubborn as a mule. I don't know why everybody thinks it's the same voice. It's an entirely different voice.
I feel like Shoot Oscar is a mix between Kermit the Frog and Linda. Because he has like the graveliness, but he kind of has that like in the back of the throat thing.
Yeah, it's different.
You know what voice my dad would do when we were little?
What's that?
He crushed it as Donald Duck. Crushed it.
To
the point where it scared my sister because she was like, she thought he was gonna like choke because it's like all very like, crushed it, Donald Duck.
That's tough. Luis says Hunter should bring the Dusty Classic for all rosters, but Vinny won't care, unfortunately. Oh, sure. No, he will not care at all. You know who doesn't care about actual crimes? The Orlando Police Department, because Blair Davenport like gave an outline with like actual like confessed to her crimes with like pinpointed on a map where she attacked all these people.
And Tony D's sitting in the clink.
Entirely on hearsay.
Justice for Tony D'Angelo. I haven't seen footage of. Look, I've seen footage of Pretty Deadly since they were killed off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suspicious.
Feeling Creepy says Blair Davenport goes on TV, admits to several counts of assault, and nothing happens. But Tony D is still in jail for kidnapping and attempted murder. So all I have to say is justice for Tony D.
Thank you.
It was very funny. Where she's like, Nikita Lyons was a threat to women's title, so I had to get rid of her. She's gone for a while. Sol Ruka, she was easy to get to inside and blah blah blah. I took her out with a wrench or something. It is Wendy Chu, a locker room leader. Now she's leading from home. No, she's not. She's on Level Up almost every week. She's totally fine now. You attacked her 4 months ago, and her bruised elbow is okay now.
Okay, but like nobody watches Level Up, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not even a TV product. It's barely a streaming service product.
Right.
I'll say this. I've had multiple people say, who is this Diet Jamie hater? Just because they have the same black dyed hair and they're from the UK does not make them the same. Bea Priestley / Blair Davenport has also looked very cool and kicked ass for a long time.
Yeah.
So she's not Diet Jamie Hayter. They're their own women with cool hair from the UK.
Right.
But
It also says that because and now I'm coming after Roxanne Perez or whatever, but everyone's so scared of me that they're do anything to get on my good side. So that's when they show Tatum Paxley like helping her and eliminating herself from the Battle Royal to attack Roxanne Perez. So this was not a plan that Blair Davenport had to get Tatum Paxley to help her. Tatum Paxley just decided to do this.
Potato Paxley.
And she's there. She's helping Blair Davenport, but they have no real affiliation. Not really. Blair's like, oh, I'll accept your help if you'd like to give it to me. Which is why we had a match between Roxanne Perez and Tatum Paxley, who has gone goth.
Yeah, she has been for a bit. Remember, she turned on Ivy Nile?
But she wasn't goth when she turned on Ivy Nile.
Yeah, she was.
When?
Because she turned heel. So she had black lipstick and black ear and black hair and...
I don't remember her doing the Bray Wyatt, I'm gonna turn myself upside down and spookify you taunt.
Okay, I don't think she went that far. But the look was
she's done very, very far. She's gone beyond. Maybe she was corrupted by the witches. Remember the spooky witches when she and Ivy were feuding for the spooky witches, the spooky Scottish witches?
Yeah, they spoke to her through the.
Yeah. They spoke to her. Invisible Isla.
Invisibila.
Invisibila. Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. Right back then. Remember that? Invisibila. I'm sorry, that still looks like she's supposed to be invisible. That does not look like she's supposed to be coming out of the speaker. Or is she inside the water bottle?
Or is she inside the speaker?
Or did she transmogrify herself into a towel?
Or is she in the strongman behind her? What are those things called again? I forget.
I don't know.
I used to know the name for it. Spooky Scottish witches.
Spooky Scottish witches. Spooky Scottish witches.
My Friday Alex is so in love with them.
Roxanne Perez defeated Tatum Paxley.
Pop rocks ain't popping, buddy.
With a rocks that did not pop.
No.
Like it was supposed to come off the ropes, but Tatum fell down.
Yeah, it was a scary little spot.
Yeah, Roxanne nearly conked herself silly coming down around to do the thing. It was just basically like an O'Connor roll. But then Tatum Paxley sold it as though she had she was been knocked unconscious by rolling over onto her back. No.
It's they're both good wrestlers, so this was just an unfortunate little incident. But I think a Blair Davenport versus Roxanne feud could be really, really great. I think it's heading in a good direction. I feel like Roxanne's overdone innocence in this world because of the way NXT is presented to us versus one thing Blair Davenport's really good at is just hello, yes, I'm a badass that's here to destroy you. Gigi Dolan has this too, where it's I know we're in this cartoonish world, but I found something to be rooted in is good. And I think that could be really good of I think she's going to toy with Roxanne in a really productive way in their feud. And I think that'll be good character development. Hopefully for Roxanne, we can get her a little bit more back on track than I have anxiety, which made me a loser. So I think feud-wise, it's headed somewhere good. Yeah, this wasn't the best match, unfortunately. It was pretty good up until the end, but
the commentary starting off this has been a very different Roxanne Perez since what? Since we found out she had anxiety and you started booking her like crap? Is that the difference? Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's not good. Hey, so Gigi Dolan and Horse Girl have bonded over hating Kiana James. Also, Cora Jade watches the show because she she tweeted at Tatum Paxley
Called her horse girl.
Called her horse girl, and that's far too specific.
It's
far too specific. It's like she nice one, a horse girl, like over a clip of her messing up their fun or whatever at a house show. So Cora Jade watches the show. Hello, Cora.
Hi, Cora.
I think you have all the talent in the world. I feel like they're misusing you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I do. I can't lie. But yeah, no, it's they probably should have let you and Roxanne be tag champs for longer than a week before you turned on her, because that just felt like they rushed everything. But anyway, I think you're great, and I do believe you're a future main roster women's champion. Anyway, the horse girl thing really popped me.
That popped me too. I was like, it's not quite porn accountant, but it's specific.
Yep, it is. That's it. Yeah. To be fair, Cora Jade is a CM Punk mark, so of course she studies the tapes. It's true.
It is. True.
It's true. But anyway, they have a whole bitches be crazy thing backstage about Kiana James, which I thought was very funny. Anyway, so Gigi, you don't mess with a reject. That's her new catchphrase.
I liked that because it didn't feel. She said, "I'm going to show her why you don't mess with a reject." She didn't say, "I'm going to show you why you don't mess with a reject."
The best part about that is she had somebody there to actually talk to. And it's so much more natural when you have that person to talk to, as opposed to the lens of a camera. Because earlier we saw Roxanne go to cut a promo on Blair Davenport. You've been striking fear into the heart of everyone on the roster. And I'm here to tell you that ends now. There's never been a more scripted promo than that one. No one's ever actually in earnest said, you've been striking fear into the hearts. No, I'm sorry.
I say it every day.
Yeah.
I texted Sean earlier and I was like, Sean Ross Sapp, you've been striking fear into the hearts of all of our non-Patreon subscribers.
Yeah. So Maddie Minus is here saying that Katie looks like a Five Below Julia Hart.
That's not the insult you think it is.
No.
This is like when someone called me a wannabe Renee Paquette. I was like, well, yeah. Of course I'm a who doesn't want to be Renee Paquette? Duh. Maybe I don't want to be married to someone who bleeds on television every week via like blunt force. But other than that, I would love to be a glowing goddess who's incredible at her job and knows how to cook and loves football.
Yeah. There's a vignette for Lucian Price and Bronco Nima.
I still don't know how I feel about this.
Where they show them as children, like playing, I don't know, dominoes or something. Well, the children are wearing very oversized do-rags. I don't know. There's just there's a very large segment of the very elderly, very white audience that somehow this show attracts, that is going to immediately see
what do you mean somehow?
Brown child in do-rag and go, I don't like this at all. And I don't feel like, I don't know, it's a weird deal. It was very odd.
It was very weird because they weren't doing anything menacing, which is their usual go-to for something like this. So that is good. But I give it like 2 weeks until they are. But when I saw this segment and when I saw Shawn Michaels said on Twitter, I was like, the demographic for the show is like 65-ish median.
Yep.
Because they were like, have you heard of the Twitter? Shawn Michaels is out there. Have you heard?
Have you heard?
On the Twitter.
Shawn Michaels is on the Twitter. I don't know. Listen, the most I can do is the Facebooks. I can't do the Twitters.
I created an account. I don't remember how to log back in. I'm so confused.
Listen, my grandniece got me into the MySpaces a long time ago, and I still have an account.
The MySpace.
I don't know how I get that. Also, that my cousin's girl, she got me into the Tumblrs, and I thought it was going to be mostly just people doing somersaults.
Of course,
but
like
it's
the
not.
Scrypts.
It's not.
The Scrypts would have been great on the Tumblrs.
No. Yes, it's very true. All this is terrible. All these things. Yeah, it's it. I'm on the Instagram. Like, no, it's. I don't know what we're doing. Here's the thing. Yes, that man DB. Yes, it does feel like a little bit of Crime Time 2.0, and that is a gimmick you cannot run today. So
no, but they're sure running a porn therapist today, so we'll see what they attempt to do here.
That's true. So Matthew Plus says, "Hey Luis, remember that time you sent us a super chat went too far? It wouldn't be read by Sean, and then Sean immediately pulled it up and read it laughing." That is true. He did do that.
He did do that last Monday, and Sean was like, "Let's not only read it, but let's dig in and expand."
Yeah, because he's that. Who's that? He does. And Matthew Plus says, Al looking like Five Below Tyrish. Now that's them's fighting words.
That's just rude. But thanks for the money.
Yeah, no. Jake Solis says, no way they named a guy Bronco Nima. They did.
Of course
they did. They did.
They named a guy Butch. Like, they're not good at this.
Baron Corbin.
Champion outlet Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin spent a few months running with Jinko Bradshaw Layfield.
Correct.
And Jinko Bradshaw Layfield was talking about him as a wrestling god. And then he was booked to lose enough matches in a row that Jinko Bradshaw Layfield told him to his face on live television that you are a turd. And people change the channel whenever you're on. You're worthless. You'll never amount to anything. I'm leaving. And they have not done anything in storyline to like counteract that at all. When you have, as they've said many times, a trusted Hall of Famer with a brilliant mind like Jinko Bradshaw Layfield, say to a dude, you're a turd who nobody likes and you suck and you'll never amount to anything. And they don't do anything with the storyline to counteract that in any way. You can't have that same dude show up to NXT and start smacking everybody around, because then it makes NXT look like a bunch of less than turds. It doesn't just like...
Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of accepted that it feels like, I guess maybe they're getting away from this because we're getting Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. But like, it kind of feels like when someone goes to NXT, they're either getting repackaged or it's like it's a cleaner break of some sort. But it's not only that they didn't counteract that, they were also like, you are also losing to Cameron Grimes. Like, you are continuing to lose. Mm-hmm. So you can't be like a badass in one.
Right.
But I can't. He's actually looked really good in the ring the past couple weeks.
Yes, and it would be awesome if they had actually done anything to rehabilitate him in any kind of storyline wise, opposed to dropping him down in another place 5 months later and being like, "Oh, he's good now. He's good again. He's good again."
Well, I kind of feel like if you're starting over in NXT, for me as a viewer, that's a clean slate. I will accept that as a given, because I don't know if there's like a creative way to get, because what's he gonna go do? Lose in NXT too? You know what I mean? Like
but he doesn't. His first, like, beating Trick Williams, I guess, is one thing, but he like. I suppose they tried to protect old Ilja Dragunov by having his ribs taped with kinesio tape.
Yeah, this was bad.
Which isn't really how kinesio tape works. Like, I've seen the ribs being taped, but it's usually like tape. Kinesio tape is to like keep the joints, like the muscles, the tendons all good. That's why you see it on shoulders a lot, and like with a back. But taped like all the way around your ribs. Like, I don't feel like that's a thing unless he's got all his abs. He pulled all his abs. I pulled my abs. It just felt
it's
weird.
ribs, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I actually don't really have a problem with that because it feels like Dragunov is the best wrestler in the mid card right now. My bigger thing is this presentation is like the champion outlet look with the Happy Corbin music does not work at all. But ring wise, he's looked good. Like that part makes me really happy. I'm forever a believer that the Deep Six is a better finisher than the End of Days, even though the End of Days was uber protected for no reason. And I admit that you are correct.
It was protected for a good reason. It was unprotected for a terrible reason. They unprotected it because they had Drew McIntyre.
They unprotected it because they wanted me to have to publicly admit that I was extremely wrong and you were extremely right, that it was utterly pointless. That's the only reason that they did that.
Yep. One Lieutenant Photo says, need an Alex Rand on Corbin Dragunov. I'm just going to say this. Dragunov, they tried to protect him by having him deal with bad ribs because he did have a brutal match with Dijak and then got speared last week or something. We didn't see it on camera by Bron Breakker. So he's got bad ribs going into this match with Baron Corbin. And they also had him be distracted by Bron Breakker at the end of the match, which he might have won otherwise, but he didn't. My thing is, the way that you have booked and presented and told me with words who Baron Corbin is now, that guy would lose to even injured Ilja Dragunov in 5 minutes. So you just have to figure out a way to like rehabilitate him with a couple of victories over lower caliber, really impressive victories, and have Vic Joseph say, we saw Baron Corbin on the main roster on a hell of a losing streak, but he looks better now than I've seen him look in years. Use the people you pay to say words on your show, use them to tell a story of a getting better Baron Corbin. And when he finally has the match with Ilja Dragunov, use them to be like, wow, this is better than I thought he was going to do. And you can tell the story there.
Yeah, but Ilja Dragunov's not... I know he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. You know he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But what they tell us is consistent with what you're saying. He's not a title holder. He's in the mid-card.
Yeah, I mean,
it just comes off the heels of one of the best last man standing matches we ever saw.
Yeah.
But creatively, I think they're actually being consistent. Gap between wrestling pedigree is very high because Ilja Dragunov is better than most. So I actually don't have as much of a problem with it, and I just buy into NXT's a clean slate. That's just where I'm at.
Here's the biggest problem I have with Baron Corbin right now. Somebody find that man some gear.
Yeah.
Because last week he was wearing a shooting sleeve and a sleeveless t-shirt and some basketball shorts. It looked like he was going to shoot hoops at the Y. And this week he was literally wrestling in boxers. Like, they were way too cut up high. Like, it wasn't boxing shorts. They were boxer shorts.
Yeah. That's very like UFC-y though, I feel like. But I'm with you. I said it the same thing. Like, you cannot have this guy that looks like he went from the champion outlet come out with the Happy Corbin music. It does not work.
No, the Happy Corbin music's gotta go.
I was also thinking about, like, this is the problem with black and gold NXT watchers into this era. It's like, we saw Dragunov and tap out Gunther. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get rid of that being in your head. So I get where you're coming from. I have a little bit more ease around it in that way.
So we all knew this exact finish was going to happen? Yes?
Yes.
Like, raise your hand in the chat if you knew this exact finish. Bron Breakker getting involved Ilja Dragunov losing and Baron Corbin winning and getting the title match versus Carmelo Hayes. Like, yeah, no, that's we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
It sometimes predictable isn't bad, but sometimes it is, and this just felt like it was,
predictable with no seeds of doubt is really hard.
Yeah, like it's just
extremely predictable is rarely good. Predictable is okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Now we're going to get after, because Ilja Dragunov is going to cost Bron Breakker the match versus Seth Rollins. I feel like he might not get involved, but he might just come out on the apron.
Yeah, and then somebody wins with the roll up.
Yeah. I mean, well, no, honestly, I feel like there's a very good chance that Seth will actually hit the stomp on Bron and beat him that way. But Bron will be in position. He'll take the straps down. He'll be in position to hit the spear, and then he'll hear Ilja Dragunov's music, and Ilja Dragunov will come out onto the stage.
People knew.
Yeah, people knew. Seth, this is really good stuff, Mace. Seth free kicking Rollins. For one night only, he's Seth free kicking Rollins.
Whoa.
That match, up until the wonky finish they have to do to protect everybody and do DQs and shit, the first 90% of that match, I think, is going to be great.
Yes.
I think Rollins is going to make Bron Breakker look like a absolute murderer.
He made Omos look good. He's going to make Bron Breakker look amazing.
It's going to be a great match. And out of that, we're going to get Bron Breakker versus Ilja Dragunov. Like, if you're going to keep Bron Breakker in NXT longer than you should, he should be working with people like Dragunov. Like that, it's
sure.
Perfect.
And I have less of a problem with him staying now that he's heel. It feels like if you were just going to keep him as the Wreck-It Ralph that he was, call him up. But if you're exploring an entirely different character, which they kind of are, which fits with his moveset, as you said, I'm a little bit more okay with that. Now, he shouldn't be here for another year. Then that's a you problem. But till SummerSlam or a little beyond, sure.
Tom Valley reminding us of the top rope falls and the title doesn't change. These particular booking things of HBK. Yes, agreed. Lord Kev says that Linder's been off all week on a gin-induced bratwurst bonanza with Meat Enormous, but you didn't hear it from me because it didn't happen. I don't know what. No, Linda would never do that. Linda hasn't been known to have a dalliance here or there.
I don't know.
And Jay Pringle says, shout out to Ali Cease Albright for having two big-time pro wrestlers wearing her merch. You're such a badass, bestie. Yes, she is.
She is. Both Mercedes and I think it was Matt Jackson had her shirt on. But go buy the bracelets because she put her heart and soul into those. Those are handmade bestie bracelets.
Mm-hmm. Caden C says, please send good vibes. I'm very sad about the Panthers. The Florida Panthers lost in the Stanley Cup.
I'm sending you good vibes, but you told me about the Yankees as an Astros fan, so
there you
go.
It
would be great vibes, but they're only good.
Merely good because of that.
It's medium good.
Vicky L says, Kate, you are Fightful's Renee.
Oh, thank you.
And says, glad you are back, Alex. Well, it is good to be back. And we have some vacation puns.
Vacation puns.
Gambier says, from LEC's vacation. We got that one.
Hey.
One Photo says, big easy pass. That's good. To Electric Mayhem says, Kokomo Beach wear. Kokomo beware.
That's very good.
Tom LaValle says LA amusement park. JX Elazar says
be La Parka. Right?
I should take the family to Scrypts Flags.
Ooh. A lot of moonsault based rides.
Yeah. Mr. Showtime says AEW stands for All Elite Winnebago.
It's true.
So Henry the Casey says, "Oh, Shadycation Edwards." Electric Mayhem says, "Bam Bam Big Luau."
That's a good one.
One Lieutenant Photo says, "Scorpio Sky Mall."
Sky Mall references.
That's good. The luau thing is making me think. One of the reasons my brother is coming out is because while my parents and he are out here, it's my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and they spent like their 25th and 35th and 40th in Hawaii. So we're gonna do like a luau themed party in my backyard. We're gonna like
stop.
It should be a lot of fun. That'll be good.
Pixar didn't happen.
I know. One Lieutenant Photo says Fifth Wheeler Yuta. One Lieutenant Photo says jam that traffic jam. That's good. Tom Valley says Alba Campfire Tent ? And Chuck Trailer. One Lieutenant Photo says Frog Splash Mountain. Electric Mayhem says Tyler Seabreeze. Electric Mayhem says Colt Cabana Boy. Chris Mueller says Timeshare Delaware. Is this a thing?
Oh,
I think it is.
our good friend Share Delaware.
Louisville says Techno Tetons 2000. And Ricardo still no surname says Apollo 13 Cruise. And Jesse Ozog says Molly Holiday.
Molly Holiday's really good too.
Uh-huh.
I just love that. I love the commitment to Techno Team 2000.
Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
I'm gonna watch a friend of mine tracked down when their Raw debut was, and I'm gonna watch it. He was like, "It's terrible. Like, you have to watch it." So I'm looking forward to that. And I said, when I say I'm into technical wrestling, like Techers, I mean Techno Team 2000, obviously.
Obviously.
But if you
Jake
have
Salazar,
Billy Robinson matches, tell me what they are so I can go watch them.
Jake Salazar says Sean looked like a Willie. And G Bro says, I can't believe I caught the debut of actual Dong Lord. And Jake Salazar also says, hey, Kate, if you're taking ads, I have a Jeff Jarrett ad I want you to plug.
If you pay a bunch of money for it, I'll leave the room, but we'll play it. Because that ad will be a double ass.
Okay. Feeling Dreepy. We're in the jukebox now, people. Feeling Dreepy wants Hurt by Nine Inch Nails or Johnny Cash as read by Darby Allin. I think we've done this before, but it's on LD but a goodie. Let's do it. I hurt myself today, if I still feel, to focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. He's my father. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest Malachi Black. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all, Brody King. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. Julia Hurt.
Julia Hurt's really good. Oh,
no. Meet Normus says, hi, buddies. I'm taking an Apollo cruise to the island of relevancy while I'll be holding a meet and greet. I love it, Meet Normus.
Well done.
Okay, so okay, all right. Let's see. These are all very interesting. Ooh, this is a good one too. Oh, Jambeard says Tony D to sing the Dayman song from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. All right, here we go. Oh, there's a lot of different things here. Hold on. Well, there's a princess and a dayman. So I'll do the princess.
Master of the night man.
Okay, here we go.
Champion of the sun.
You defeated the evil that was here. Naturally, for I am the dayman. You were once a boy, and now you are a man, and I am in love with you. That's right. And now I am in love with you. Dayman. Ah. Fighter of the night, man.
Ah.
Champion of the sun.
Ah.
You're a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dabba-Kato.
Dayman. Greatest musical of all time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's what we did. All right, here we go. Regal sings Kings of Wishful Thinking by Go West as requested by Louisville from the Pretty Woman soundtrack. Here we go. I don't need to fall at your feet just because you cut me to the bone, and I won't miss the way that you kiss me. We were never carved in stone. If I don't listen to the talk of the town, then maybe I can fool myself. I'll get over you. I know I will. I'll pretend my ship's not sinking. And I'll tell myself, I'm over you, man in the mask, because I'm the king of wishful thinking. I'm the king of wishful thinking. I miss you. That's good.
I get over you. You know I will.
Okay, well, let's get one here for you. Electric Mayhem says Tiffany Stratton sings Year Zero by Ghost.
They beat my friends for a Grammy in Seven Dust.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So we got heat.
All right.
Since the dawn of time and fate of man is that of lice. Ew. Equal as parasites and moving without eyes. A day of reckoning when penance is to burn. Count down together now and say the words that you will learn. Hail Satan, Archangelo. Hail Satan, welcome year zero. Hail Satan, Archangelo. Hail Satan, welcome year zero. Crestfallen kings and queens comforting their faith. Unbeknownst to them is the presence of the wrath. Since fate of man is equal to the fate of lice, as the new dawn rises, you shall recognize. Now behold the Lord of Flies. Hail Satan, Archangelo. Hail Satan, welcome year zero. Hail Satan, toodles.
It's good. It's good.
Sounds very Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jambeard wants Papa Pulowski to sing Adam Cole's theme song, but Darby is the one to sing the booms.
This is so specific.
All right, here we go. All right. You know, it's all about the boom. Adam Cole, baby. You know, it's all about the boom. Yeah, baby. My name's like a torch, tank full of propane. Bring heat, build steam. I doused the whole place in gasoline and sky high bomb track. I finally ruptured that jetpack. Everyone brace for the impact. The rally car rolls. You fade black. No, I had to ignore. This is what you waited for. Fire in the hole, and then we shot. You know it's all about the boom. Adam Cole, baby. You know it's all about the boom. Yeah. What?
That's just what Mikey Ruckus was dreaming of, I think.
Yeah, it's what he was doing. It's what he was doing. I think so.
My God.
Okay. Now, Meat Enormous has asked for Shoop by TLC, but Salt and Pepper did Shoop, and so I think we're going to do that one. But first we're going to do Jambeard says Tiffany to do the Frank Grimes rant from The Simpsons about being Homer Simpson.
I don't know what this is in reference to.
It's a decent episode.
I can't stand it any longer. This whole plant is insane. Insane, I tell you. Duh. I can be lazy too. Look at me. Hi, I'm a worthless employee. Just like Homer Simpson. Give me a promotion. Oh, I eat like a slob, but nobody minds. Oh, I eat like a slob, nobody minds. Sorry, there's a lot of directional things in here.
No, yeah.
I'm peeing on the seat. Give me a raise. Now I'm returning to work without washing my hands. But it doesn't matter because I'm Homer Simpson. I don't need to do my work because somebody else will do it for me. Don't. Nobody has my shine. I'm Homer Simpson. Toodles.
Good stuff.
There's a
Good.
lot of like takes off his necktie, runs into the bathroom, eats
I know.
donuts. I'm sorry, that was very, very choppy delivery. You and Tiffany deserve better, but that's the best you get.
Yeah. Jambeard says most of my song choices is always try to get Kate to break into laughter. So
Adding Torbian on booms was chef's kiss.
Apparently the debut of Techno Team 2000 was May 16th, 1995.
Oh yeah, I had a friend look it up for me, but so did Luis because Luis rocks. I'm gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're like my gimmick team, but they are.
Mm-hmm. Me Norma says I'm late, but can the Linder sing "Shoop" by TLC? Also, hi Julie Cutler. You're on thin ice, bub. I'm telling you.
If Linder wasn't also Oscar the Grouch, you would be in so
Listen,
much.
Do not spoil the rendition of this song. Okay, here we go. All right. Here I go again. Girls, what's my weakness? Men. Okay then. Chilling, minding my business. Yo, Salt, I looked around and I couldn't believe this. I swear. I stared. My niece, my witness. The brother had it going on with something kind of, wicked, had to kick it. I'm not so shy, so I asked for the digits. No, that don't make me. See what I want. Slip, slide, do it swiftly. Felt into my hips, so I dipped back to my bag of tricks. Then I flicked for a tip, maybe want to do tricks for him. Lick him, like a lily pop should be licked. Tamed my senses and I chilled for a bit. Don't know how you do the voodoo that you do so well. It's a spell. Hell makes me want to shoop. Shoop a doop, shoop a doop, shoop a doop a doop a doop, shoop a doop, shoop a doop, shoop a doop a doop a doop, shoop a doop, shoop a doop, shoop a doop a doop a doop, shoop a doop, shoop a doop. You packed and you stacked, especially in the back. Brother, I want to thank your mother for a butt like that. Can I get some fries with that shake, booby? If looks could kill, you would be an Uzi or a shotgun. Bang. What's it with that thing? I want to know, how does it hang? Straight up, wait up, hold up, Mr. Lover. Like Prince said, you're a sexy mother. Well, I like 'em wild, B-boy style by the mile. Smooth black skin with a smile. Bright as the sun. I want to have some fun. Come and give me some of that yum chocolate chip, honey dip. Can I get a scoop? Baby, take a ride in my coupe. You make me want to shoop. Shoop-a-doop. Shoop-a-doop-a-doop.
I like that Linda Oscar turned it's more of a scat with them. At least he says this is the best night of my life. Bestie.
Lord Kev says Paw and Nathan Frazer do Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So we're going to do that. All right, here we go. All right, here we what? All right, here we go. There's not a lot of difference here. Here we go. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty bang bang. We love you, and in chitty chitty bang bang, chitty bang bang. What we'll do, near, far, in our motor car. What a happy time we'll spend. Bang bang, chitty bang bang. Our fine four-fendered friend. Bang bang, chitty bang bang. Our fine four-fendered friend. Oh, you, pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And in chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do, near far, in our motor car, oh, what a happy time we'll spend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fended friend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fended friend. And Bob's your uncle. Finally, Darby sings I Love Trash from Sesame Street. That's a really good song.
It's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
An American classic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it certainly is. Oh, here we go. All right. I love trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty. Anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love trash. If you really want to see something trashy, look at this. I have here a sneaker that's tattered and worn. It's all full of holes and the laces are torn. A gift from my mother the day I was born. I love it because it's trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty, anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love trash. Here's some more rotten stuff. I have here some newspaper 13 months old, a wrapped fish inside it. It's smelly and cold, but I wouldn't trade it for a big pot of gold. I love it because it's trash. Malachi Black.
I was like sitting on it.
I haven't seen a Walter request, Tom LaValle. I haven't seen that. Is that one that you were sent in for a different day? I think that's something I heard about. There was something that wanted Walter to sing something, but I don't remember what day it was. Send it in here in the chat. What's your request, and I'll do it. I remember you sending it in like a different show. What's your request, Tom?
DJ, please. I'm on the request line.
It's the last one. It better be good.
Yeah, now there's pressure.
Oh.
Singing LFO.
All right.
I'm assuming it's Summer Girls.
It must be the only one.
No, because I fell in love with the girl on TV. Like
No. That the only song I recognize from LFO is that.
Acknowledge it.
Okay. Here we go. All right, where's the lyrics? Come on. Here we go. I like it when the girls stop by in the summer. Do you remember when we met that summer? New kid on the block had a bunch of kids. Chinese food makes me sick, and I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. Yeah, for the summer. I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. If I had one wish, but she's been gone since that summer. Hip-hop marmalade, spick and span. I met you one summer and it all began. You're the best girl that I ever did see. The great Larry Bird jersey, 33. When you take a sip, you buzz like a hornet. Billy Shakespeare wrote a whole bunch of sonnets. Golly Willie whistle, because I can't speak, baby. Something in your eyes went and drove me crazy. Yeah. Now, I can't forget you, and it makes me mad. Left one day and never came back. Stayed all summer and then went back home. Macaulay Culkin wasn't home alone. Fell deep in love, but now we ain't speaking. Michael J. Fox was out peak heating. When I met you, they said my name was Rich. You look like a girl from Abercrombie and Fitch. Yeah. That's the joke, Elvis. Okay? The joke is that, I don't know if you know this, Arnold is from Austria, and so is Walter. So the joke is they must sound similar since they're from the same country. It's a joke. But you're right to point out that Arnold is the underlying impression there.
It's true.
Thank you. All right, good. It's good to be back.
It's
I'll
nice
be
to
back.
have you back, pal.
I'll be back next week to be told lies about all of the matches. Get them in. Send Kate some suggestions of what she should lie about, I guess. Just, to have an idea.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep working on this on the Oscar bit. It's
Do
a
better.
work in It's a
Do
work in
better.
progress. It's a work in progress. Okay. It's a work in progress.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Hey, this week on Get the Flick Out of Here, we're gonna do Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, we are.
So that'll be fun. Listen, Allie, Pride Month is still going on. Okay. Ricky Rainbow will be here at some point. I don't know where the wig is. So I can't be Ricky Rainbow without it being, so eventually we'll be Ricky Rainbow. Okay.
Take a
Right.
look. It's in a book. Ricky Rainbow.
Yeah. Cocaine Bear is free.
I am being very brave. I want you
Mhm.
guys to know, okay? I can't. It's not my wheelhouse, Alexander.
It's a bear on cocaine, Kate. Like,
Yeah,
okay. I mean,
it's like Bear Thea Hail.
okay. It's Thea Hail Bear. And on that note, everything sucks. Keep cool, gabagools. We'll see you later.
Toodles.